Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Within Black Ops 6, there's obviously a lot you can go through and unlock and earn, whether it be new camos, weapon blueprints, operator skins, calling cards, emblems, so on and so forth. However, there are a few specific things in game that are increasingly rare to actually come across, whether it be something that was only available for a limited amount of time, something that is incredibly hard to actually achieve and unlock. And today, I wanted to break down a handful of the rarest things you can have in Black Ops 6, starting with something that of course was only available for a limited amount of time, and that of course is the beta rewards. Now, to be fair, you'll still see plenty of these. These are probably the least rare of everything that we'll have on the video here today, just because the Black Ops 6 beta was the largest beta in Call of Duty history. So you'll see players with the operator skins, with maybe the XM4 weapon blueprints, but obviously you can no longer earn any of these rewards in Black Ops 6. They were only available during beta weekend 1 and 2 if you got to the level requirements for them. So as time goes on, these are more and more rare as the beta was further and further away, of course. So obviously once something becomes unobtainable, it becomes instantly more rare, and that's one of the cases here with the various different rewards, whether it's the emblems, the sprays, or some of the more notable rewards like the operator skins for the squish operator or the bug smasher blueprint, which are really the main standouts there. But if you played the beta, yes, now technically you do have some of the rarer items in Black Ops 6 as it stands. One item in specific that I actually acquired myself, and I'm still questioning if it was a good choice or not, is the Gold Lightning Camo. This is a camo that is exclusive to the in real life Call of Duty store. It's actually as a bonus to the Wonderwaff scale replica statue that they offer on their site, or that they offered on their site. Now, you might think, okay, sure, I'll buy like a little fake Wonderwaff to display on my shelf or something. Well, this actually costs $350, plus shipping and handling as well, I should add. So this is probably the most expensive camo in Call of Duty history. I've seen some people using this camo on like one of the Jackal PDW blueprints from the Vault Edition, and it's like a $450 class setup technically, right? Like, this camo is ridiculous, and that Wonderwaff statue is now sold out. So unless they end up making more and re-releasing them, you can no longer access this Gold Lightning camo. You cannot buy this any longer. Like I said, I purchased this myself, and I now have this Gold Lightning camo in game. It is not animated. It, in my opinion, doesn't look that great. I wish there was more lightning and less gold, and you can't even use this camo on your weapons unless you complete all the military camos for that specific weapon. So while this is one of the more rare unlocks in the game, and if you stumble across somebody using this, you'll know they are one of very few players who actually have this content in game. So yeah, one that's not worth it, but is definitely very, very rare. Now, so much more obtainable camos that currently are actually more rare, but over time will become less rare, are of course the Black Ops 6 Mastery camos. So unlike some things like the beta rewards or other unlocks on here that are limited time, these obviously will be more noticeable over time. More players will start going through and getting their headshots done, getting their special challenges done, some of the initial Mastery camos done, and then they'll have the Mastery camos. But as it stands right now, with the game only being, a couple of weeks old, Dark Matter is just not something you come across. Only a couple of people have actually gone through and fully completed the camo grind already. In game, I've actually only stumbled across one person who was using Dark Matter on their guns. Obviously, some creators, some streamers did the grind to it and raced to it right when the game dropped, but as it stands right now, you won't really see many players being close to completing this in game. And the same deal goes for the zombies equivalent with the Nebula camo. This, I would say, maybe even takes longer than Dark Matter, just because it's a lot more tedious. It requires so much for those base military camos, getting all the critical kills and everything. Multiplayer, it's still a grind, trust me. Like, I'm still working on it myself at the time that I'm recording this video. However, Nebula definitely seems like it's the one that's going to take a little bit longer, even though I'd say it's definitely less stressful. You don't have to worry about shooting down streaks with a launcher that is incredibly annoying to use, or getting kill streaks with a baseball bat melee weapon or something, right? But both Dark Matter and Nebula, as it stands, are some of the more rare items in game, but over time, you're going to start to see those more and more. So the earlier you get it, the more you can flaunt, yes, I do have a rare camo right now, but that's something that sort of does the inverse of most items on this list. And by the way, as we do continue throughout the rare items today, if you're trying to hunt these down, if you do enjoy the video, you find it helpful, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. And if you are new to the channel, or maybe you have not subscribed yet, we should change that. Every single day I got you covered with all things going on in Call of Duty: news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns. It's all right here, so feel free to hit that sub button to guarantee you are always up to date. Next up here, we have a pretty cool in-game unlock that is actually only obtainable via an in real life purchase, and that's going to be the Control Freak in Control weapon charm. This is basically something that you get for purchasing some of the Control Freak Black Ops 6 branded items, like for instance the Black Ops 6 thumbsticks. Control Freak, a partner here on the channel, by the way. I use Control Freaks on all my controllers. Quite frankly, I can't play without them, and I find them to be incredibly useful. You can always use code Immortal if you want as well, if you're ever picking up any Control Freak products. But if you happen to get the Black Ops 6 ones, not only do you get an in real life challenge coin that actually sort of mimics the weapon charm, but you do get a code for the weapon charm itself. It's not the flashiest or most noticeable in-game item for sure. Like, I can't remember the last time I looked at somebody's weapon and I was like, hey, that's a weapon charm I don't have. But it is something cool to have on your account, again, if this is stuff you actually care about hunting down. Next up here, this one is pure difficulty that's sort of creating the entry barrier for it being rare, but it is the nuclear calling card. Initially, I was going to have the very nuclear calling card because that requires you to get a nuclear with, I think, 25 different weapons or something like that. However, the other day I was grinding out my pistol camos and it gave it to me. And I don't have a nuclear yet because I've been doing camo grinding. So that challenge, that one was very bugged. Very nuclear, you'll just unlock if you use all the guns. The actual nuclear calling card, though, is for getting a full-on nuke, a 30 gun streak, right? And that is something that 99% of players will never achieve in this game, especially with how strict skill-based matchmaking is. So if you see someone rocking the nuclear calling card, you better hope they're on your team, or, you know, maybe back out if you want to save the KD a little bit, right? Moving on, next up, this item, or these items rather, are particularly rare just because of how exclusive they are regionally. So there is a brewing company called Tiny Rebel in the UK, and they're currently doing a Black Hops IPA sort of brand and crossover with Call of Duty. And with this, you can only purchase this, one, if you're of age, and two, if you're in the UK. They don't ship outside the UK, so if you're looking to grab some drinks, maybe have a fun night on Call of Duty, you can also get some decent in-game bonus content as well. So if you end up picking up any of the IPAs branded Black Hops with Call of Duty, you can actually go through and there's 3 different rewards you'll get. One is a new emblem, then you also get a new calling card, then you also get a new charm as well. So nothing too crazy, but super exclusive in terms of where you can actually get this, and also this will be a limited time thing as well. So once they're out, you won't be able to get any of those Black Hops in-game bonuses either. We also do have a couple of other things you can actually go through and grind that even over time are going to be pretty rare just because they take a lot of time to fully achieve. The first of which is the various Prestige Master rewards, and as I'm recording this right now, we don't even fully know what all of these are. Sure, when you hit Prestige 10 and you get into that, you get some of the Prestige Master rewards, but after you go through and get all the way up to level 1000, you're unlocking secret rewards and other bonuses that they have not detailed yet because no one's gotten to that. They didn't want to spoil that. So the various different Prestige Master rewards in this game are going to be pretty exclusive for quite some time. Some players this year might not even play enough to get to Prestige Master. Others might just lose interest. You know how it is. But the time requirement here makes this incredibly rare to actually have all those various Prestige Master rewards. You have to care enough to Prestige, then you have to do it 10 times and go all the way up through level 1000. This is something we won't see most players getting to for at least a couple of seasons minimum, maybe even beyond that. We'll have to wait and see. And then lastly here, the 100%er calling cards for the various different modes. Obviously for Warzone, we can't even access those quite yet, but then even for multiplayer and zombies, these require you to go through and complete every single challenge in the game. Every single calling card emblem unlock there is. After you do 100% of all of the multiplayer challenges, you'll get the completion calling card. Same deal for zombies. This includes the base challenges, the dark ops stuff. If there is a challenge to complete for something, you have to do it in order to get these calling cards. These are things that, again, 99.9% of players either don't care enough to go for or will never actually achieve because of the difficulty of some of the challenges out there. These take a lot of grinding and a lot of very intentional gameplay that is far too tedious for the vast majority of players to actually go through and try and unlock. But if you do so, you've got a pretty cool calling card. I wish there was something more to it than just a calling card. Like, that's all right, but a blueprint or a camo or an operator skin, I think would be an even more valuable reward. But that being said, those are some of the rarest items you can get in Black Ops 6. And that's going to wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating would be seriously appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, you want to guarantee you're always in the know for everything going on in COD, feel free to hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.